Right, big news coming in from the world of cricket. Pakistan, in fact, the Pakistan government has issued a statement where they've made it clear that they will be participating in the T20 World Cup, but will not play the game versus India that was due to take place on the 15th of February in Colombo, Sri Lanka. Joining us, former India captain, our cricket analyst, Mr. Sunil Gavaskar. Saibhai, firstly, it's come so close to the competition. You're not just a former player, you're a broadcaster as well, someone who keeps a close eye on cricket for many a decades. Does this surprise you, this close to the competition, a team decides not to play one particular match?
Not a surprise, because last week itself, or maybe about 8-10 days ago, after the ICC board decided not to accept the Bangladesh request for a change of venue by only two boards, the Bangladesh board and the Pakistan board, voted against. And at that point, I think the Pakistan board had said that they might not play the tournament. So it was obviously clear that not playing the tournament would cost them very heavily. But opting not to play against India is something that hasn't come as a surprise, because there were hints that they were looking at doing something.
The last that we heard from the PCB chief in Mohsin Naqvi, where they said that they will be thinking about not playing India, the issue at hand was Bangladesh was removed from the T20 World Cup. He mentioned it in as many words, saying that, listen, if they can be hybrid for India and Pakistan, why make an exception? So the issue at hand here, or something that is really, cheesed Pakistan off at the moment, has been that Bangladesh is not part of it. I just want to understand, have you ever seen this in the past, that there's nothing that you have a grievance against? I mean, yes, they have issues with India. They have been there in the past, but they were playing Asia Cup. Had Pakistan come out and said that, listen, we have an issue with India diplomatically, whatever, and that's why we're pulling out, you could understand. Right now, it's a third party that have been removed from the tournament. Many will ask a question, when things came down to a situation where there were no handshakes between India and Pakistan, the Indian team refused to collect the trophy from Mohsin Naqvi. There were many other things that happened in Asia Cup, yet Pakistan were happy playing against India. Now an issue versus Bangladesh, they pull out. I mean, I'm just thinking it from the point of view of a Pakistan cricket fan. He might say, you're taking a call for Pakistan. Does that then surprise you?
It is. It is something. It doesn't surprise. It's actually, makes you wonder what actually is going on. I do understand the situation in the subcontinent. Political situation in the subcontinent has changed, and therefore Pakistan's obviously looking to take advantage of that and try and show solidarity with Bangladesh. By the way, they voted as well in the ICC board meeting recently, so that is totally understandable. But I mean, like you said, before the venues were decided, they said they were not going to play in India, and so that was accepted. Just like India's request not to play in Pakistan for the Asia Cup was requested, and India played in UAE, all their matches in UAE. So Pakistan's request was accommodated. So their matches were all allotted to Sri Lanka, including the semis and the final. If they get to that stage, it would be there. So really, there is no reason for them. They haven't specified anything. We are at the moment we are second guessing them by saying that they are doing that to support Bangladesh. But I don't think, if there is no statement from the Pakistan government or the Pakistan Cricket Board about that, we just have to wonder why they have opted not to play against India.
So many are comparing, to past incidents that have happened. We remember 1996, Australia refused to play in Sri Lanka because of security concerns. West Indies also didn't go and play in Sri Lanka. 2003, I remember England refused going to Zimbabwe. Then I remember Zimbabwe not coming to play the T20 World Cup in England in 2009. So there have been instances in the past, but more specifically 96 and 2003, because those teams played the tournament but didn't play in one particular venue. Many might draw comparisons with what happened there and what Pakistan is doing. But will it be a fair comparison?
No, it won't be, because all those decisions taken by those countries were known well before the tournament started, well before the venues, etc., were decided. Here, you're talking about a week before the tournament starts. You take this call. And actually, this is a call of not playing against India. So it's like conceding a match. So as far as India is concerned, they've got 2 points. They don't have to, sweat about anything. Not that they would sweat about playing Pakistan with the way they've been beating Pakistan easily in recent times. So no, I don't think there is any comparison between the two. It's just we'll just have to wait maybe another few minutes or maybe a few days to actually know why the Pakistan government has taken the call that they have.
So as you point out, it's not the same thing. It's not security or anything other thing, because you are in Sri Lanka playing the rest of the matches. So clearly security can't be an issue. It's just a stand that they've taken against the Indian team. And two things, as you say: one, security is not a concern. Two, you saying it at the 11th hour. You haven't told ICC well in advance. Do you think with these in mind, ICC could come down heavily on a country? Because if they don't, then this will allow many other countries to take any call that they'd want to unilaterally going forward.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, once again, what was it, 14-2? When the ICC board met recently, I think the voting was 14-2. It's going to be something similar, 14-2, when the ICC board meets and decides on the sanctions against Pakistan.
How does this impact? I'll get to the World Cup, but how does this impact Pakistan cricket per se? Of course, they don't have any bilateral series with India. I think with a call like this, it's fair to assume India might not want to play them in the future, all of those things. But, you have a scenario where Australia, England, New Zealand, West Indies all voted against that decision for Bangladesh. And now this seems to be the reason that Pakistan pulling out of that India game. So literally going against the rest of the cricketing world. How does this impact Pakistan per se? Because while they may not have bilateral series with India, slowly and gradually they've started having overseas team come and participate. Could this hamper their relations with other cricketing world too? Because they're all part of the ICC and they'll all be affected by this one call.
I don't think so. I don't think bilateral relations for them will be affected. I don't think countries. It'll be an ICC. For ICC events, yes, I think there could be some reaction, some consequences to bear for the Pakistan Cricket Board. But I don't think bilaterally, if it's an England v Pakistan, Australia v Pakistan, Sri Lanka v Pakistan, I don't think that's going to change much.
So also, is it fair to assume this is the last of India, Pakistan being clubbed together in the same group in ICC, something that had become very common going forward? Do you think this particular step is going to put an end to that?
I know the reason why it happened in 2007 when India and Pakistan were supposed to clash and didn't clash even once because they were in different groups, but both were knocked out of their groups, so they didn't even qualify for the knockouts. And since then, I think the endeavor has always been to have both India, Pakistan in one group. So yes, this could well be the time that the ICC will decide to go ahead with the draw as it is, without looking to specifically club India and Pakistan in the same group.
The one thing, Saiba, it's definitely going to happen that the ICC revenue is going to take a hit. I'm just looking at some of the numbers. 600 million is their yearly income. Everyone, tends to agree that the majority chunk comes from those India-Pakistan encounters. Now, that revenue will take a hit. So, effectively, every country is going to take a hit. But I'm just looking at this. I think the purpose of Pakistan to do that is to hurt India. But I'm just taking a look at that. For India, ICC revenue, even if that India-Pakistan game is out, is going to be somewhere in the realm of 5% revenue loss, right? I'm looking at Pakistan's revenue. 70% of their revenue comes from the ICC kitty that they get overall. So, you're cutting your nose to spite your face?
Definitely. That's exactly what I was going to say. You're cutting your nose to spite your face. And how does it even... for India, it won't make a difference because India has got, some other major events going on. India's bilateral internationals go for quite a bit of money. India's got the IPL, which goes... So India, for the BCCI, it's not going to be, any issues. But I think for the ICC, it is going to be something that they'll have to look at. And I think that's the reason why the sanctions could well be pretty heavy as far as Pakistan's concerned.
I don't want to speculate on what the sanction is going to be. Finally, let's look at this particular tournament. Now it's pretty much clear they're not going to be playing that game. So that's 2 points to India. I'm just looking at the playing conditions as well. Net run rate also will take a big hit because for feature, you take a big hit in the net run rate. That's going to affect Pakistan going forward. With all that in mind, I know many might see the rest of the teams aren't really, permanent members. You've got, Namibia there. Netherlands as well as USA. But remember what happened last time around in the World Cup. Pakistan couldn't make it. Now with this game, not playing this game, and many might assume that, okay, this would have been to begin with a bad debt for Pakistan. You kind of went into this game knowing fully well there's very little chance of winning India. So the tournament would go as planned anyway. But with that net run rate taking a hit, my simple question is now with all of this, do you see Pakistan go through to the Super 8s?
Well, don't forget that USA beat them the last time around as well, the first time, and USA is in the same group. So if USA beat them again, and Namibia has got a lot of players who play in South Africa's domestic cricket, a lot of players who have played for South Africa. I'm not too sure whether they are in the Namibia side this time around, but a lot of players who have actually played for South Africa who now have moved to Namibia because they are not getting a place in the South African team, and with the qualification of having been born in Namibia, etc., they would be available to play for them. So Namibia is a team that both India and Pakistan should be taking lightly, but more so Pakistan because they've already lost 2 points against India, and along with it, whatever net run rate they would have got.
All right. Saimai, thank you so much for taking our time speaking to us on India today. Just a reminder, this is a developing story. We'll get to hear the Pakistan's point of view. And as we were discussing, this is not clearly the end of the matter. It's going to get escalated. Will be discussed in the ICC board as well. But we'll keep you up to date with whatever happens. That's all that we have on this special broadcast at the moment.